the seated good morning. Feet are planted just in front of knees, barbell on back. I'm leading with belly button, trying to get abs to bench first before chest. We're continuing on the lower back strength curve, and in my opinion, one of the most advanced and technical exercises for training the lower back is the seated good morning. I'm going to break it down for you, show you some variations, why it's important for lower back pain and protecting your lumbar spine. Tune in. Let's go. Hello, and thanks for tuning in. I apologize for my absence. I've been attending to my parents who've been visiting, and I fell sick for a week. But nonetheless, I'm back healthy with another installment of the lower back strength curve, in particular, the exercise, the seated good morning. So you might be wondering why I've got this crazy setup with 15 kg plates, the barbell and dumbbells here. It's because this is quite a technical exercise with many variations, and the setup is quite important. So if you'll notice, for me sitting on these yellow plates, these 15 kg plates, we gotta accommodate the femur length and the taller people. So people who have longer legs are going to require, what's important for this setup is our feet just past our knees and then keeping a straight angle from the knee to the hip. So if I was to take this off and sit down, I would have a little bit more of a decline, which is going to make it more challenging for me to hinge forward. And that's the correct form we want to accomplish with this exercise. We're training the hip hinge. It's a continuation of the hip hinge. And if you look at the bottom position, it's quite difficult to get a hip hinge with our torso between our thighs while keeping a lordotic curve, the flat lumbar spine. This is why I'm filming from a little bit of a side angle. I hope that shows up clear on the camera. We'll have a look at it later. But the importance of this is keeping an extended spine, lumbar spine, so that we're actually training the extensors of the spine. And this exercise is quite challenging to get into and figure out the form, and it can be intimidating for some. I know some people who have been like, oh, I can't do it with a barbell, I can't do it. When I coach them in person, I show them aggressions and how to start, and they surprise themselves with just one session, a couple of adjustments. But I'm gonna show you, let's break down the different variations. The first one I begin with is just dumbbell loading. Go to an edge of the bench and use a dumbbell here. This is quite a safer place to start than barbell on back, because if the weight gets too heavy, you just drop the weight. You just leave the weight there. But we're arching our back and we're going to the ground, feet just past our knees. That is version one. Getting good quality reps here is a great way to learn how to tilt, how to hinge forward, and getting that hinge and extension in the spine with a lordotic lumbar curve. Okay, next I go to, get rid of one of these, the incline bench. So, if you have a bench at a gym that inclines, this is one of my favorite tools to use to teach the seated good morning. Some of them have a seat that can adjust. This helps you quite a lot with the tilting of the pelvis. So rolling the pelvis forward, getting on top of your hips is going to be key for the start and the finish of this exercise. The movement pattern of the hinge comes with a little bit of a tilt of the pelvis in coordination with the hips. So you don't have to start with a barbell with 60 kgs on it. Now I've worked up to this, and this is how a smart trainer will help you with your progression. We build up to a point where we could start like this, or where we could utilize this. But getting my pelvis on the bench is going to really help me with tilting. And the reason why I like the incline is because it really gives us that feedback. Once we feel our stomach hit the bench first, we understand we have that range and it's safe for us, okay? From there, we can go a little bit lower. And I like keeping the tilt on the seat because it still helps articulate the pelvis. So I'm leading with a big chest, feet are in front of my knees. I'm leading with a big chest, my head up, shoulder blades together. There it is. Okay, if I can do that for anywhere from 7 to 10 reps, then I know it's safe and I have more range of motion I acquire. Now before I go to flat, I like giving myself a bit of a target to hit. So that's a little bit higher than the bench at a flat, but it's also not quite the 15-degree angle, which I just performed before. So it's right in between. It's a little bit of elevation. So now, if I were to go sit on my tilt and aim for the yellow plate, my chest is up, big chest, I'm leading with a big belly button, expanding my stomach, there it is. I got it. Okay, so then I'm gonna get it out of the way. See if I can aim for the bench. There it is. I hope it's coming in clear in the camera there and you can see my spine. The plate might be getting in the way, but I'm keeping back flat until I can reach the bench. Okay? So this exercise was quite a game changer for myself and many clients. Repitemente. Perfect. Sube en otra. Reach, pecho arriba. Apologies again, my memory card was full, that's why there's a little cut in the video, but what I was saying was there's many different variations to this exercise, whether we consider load placement, load mechanism, range of motion, the tools we use. Some different variations are standing good morning, the Zercher grip seated good morning, the seated good morning on a cable machine. My personal favorites to start are the dumbbell loaded and then utilizing an inclined bench to get that feedback on how your stomach is making contact when and where it was, and then adjusting the loading based on that and how far you can go down on the bench. Okay, so the seated good morning is a wonderful exercise for strengthening the lower back. And if you want to learn how to get into this, where to start, in my Spinal Freedom program, I recommend people learn how to hinge first when it comes to spinal movement and getting out of pain. So the hip hinge is a powerful movement to start. Just learning how to hip hinge for lots of volume and lots of reps will get the mind-muscle connection and what your spine is doing in a hip hinge and keeping in the proper form, and then looking into loading options, whether it be a back extension to start and then progressing to a seated good morning. But we have to end up strengthening the lower back strength curve, because we could go to our medical therapists and get some treatment, whether it be a chiro or a physio. It's all wonderful, but they're only there to make you feel good. At the end of the day, what you do when you feel good, after you now feel good, is what's gonna be key to getting you out of back pain and then protecting you. And as cliche as it sounds, with all of my clients and all of my athletes, the best medicine you have is movement, strength, and muscle. If you surround the area, whether it be a back or a knee or a shoulder, if you surround it with good, strong, healthy tissues and muscles, you are going to live a long and prosperous, healthy life. So in combination with lifestyle choices and environment, all of these things are holistic in terms of good health. However, when it comes to getting out of pain and protecting a structure, the strength and the movement and the muscle around is going to dictate how well that joint functions, that area functions. I hope that makes sense. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your time and your viewership. Please, if you can, like this video, comment if you have any more questions. I do respond to my comments within 24 hours as best as I can, and I will see you on the next video.